Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about building wealth, many people immediately think about numbers, investments, or the latest get-rich-quick scheme. But let me tell you, wealth starts far beyond your bank account. It starts in your heart and your mind. It begins with faith and is powered by focus. You see, faith is the foundation. If you don't believe in your ability to create wealth, no amount of hustle will bring lasting results. Faith isn't just religious. It's a confident trust in your vision and in the process. It's seeing your financial goals clearly, even when the reality isn't there yet. Like planting a seed in the ground and trusting it will grow, faith is the first step in your wealth journey. Next comes focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, endless information, competing priorities. But here's the truth. Without focus, you will spread yourself thin and see little progress. You must prioritize what matters, eliminate noise, and consistently execute on your financial plans. Focus sharpens your actions and makes your faith tangible. Now, wealth isn't just about making money, it's about creating a system, a replicable way of generating income that doesn't rely on you working harder every single day. Building wealth means building businesses, investments, and opportunities that work for you even when you sleep. This mindset shift from earning to creating systems is crucial. And here's something powerful. Giving with expectation is part of the wealth cycle. When you give, whether it's your time, money, or resources, you unlock favor and blessings that multiply your efforts. But giving requires faith. Faith that what you sow, you will reap back, often in ways you never imagine. Building wealth demands persistence and patience. This is not a sprint to the finish line, it's a marathon. You will face setbacks and challenges, but if you stay committed, trust your faith and maintain your focus, you will cross that finish line stronger and richer than before. The path to wealth is not complicated. It's about cultivating faith, sharpening your focus, creating sustainable systems, giving generously, and persisting with patience. Do this, and wealth becomes not just a dream, but your reality. Before you can build wealth, before you can create lasting financial freedom, everything begins with faith. Faith is the foundation upon which every great financial success is built. It's not just some abstract spiritual idea. It is a practical, powerful mindset that shapes your reality. You see, many people try to start building wealth by focusing only on the numbers, the strategies, or the quick wins. They chase after deals, investments, or side hustles, hoping something will stick. But if you don't have faith in yourself, in the process, and in the outcome, all those efforts are like building a house on sand. It will eventually collapse. Faith means you believe in your ability to achieve your goals even before you see the results. It means you see the vision clearly in your mind and hold onto it with confidence. When you have faith, you are not limited by your current circumstances. It's easy to look around and see lack, to feel discouraged by bills, debt, or failed attempts. But faith allows you to see beyond today's challenges and envision the wealth and success that lie ahead. Think about a farmer planting a seed. The seed is buried deep in the ground, and for weeks there is no visible sign of growth. The farmer doesn't give up because they have faith the seed will sprout and eventually produce a harvest. Wealth building is exactly like that. You must plant your ideas, your efforts, and your resources with faith, knowing that what you sow today will grow over time. Faith also changes the way you take action. When you believe something is possible, you approach your work differently. You put in the extra effort, you are persistent, and you remain positive even in the face of setbacks. Faith fuels perseverance. It prevents you from quitting when the results are slow to come. Many people give up too soon because they lose faith. They don't realize that wealth is often a result of consistent action powered by unwavering belief. Another key point about faith is that it creates a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. When you have faith, you stop thinking like there is never enough. You begin to see opportunities everywhere, and you trust that there is enough wealth for you and others. This mindset shift opens your mind to new possibilities and solutions. It allows you to take calculated risks because you believe in your ability to recover and grow. Faith also aligns you spiritually and mentally. In many teachings, including those Myron Golden often shares, faith is not just wishful thinking. It's a declaration of trust in a higher power and in your own God-given potential. This alignment brings peace and confidence that you are supported, even when things look difficult. It gives you courage to step out and take actions that others might avoid. But how do you build faith? It starts with feeding your mind with positive affirmations, scriptures, or quotes that reinforce your belief in success. Surround yourself with mentors, books, and environments that uplift you. Each small success you experience builds your faith muscle stronger. Keep a journal of wins, no matter how small, to remind yourself that progress is happening. Faith is not passive, it requires action. Faith without works is dead, as the saying goes. You must do the work, put in the effort, and move forward even when you can't see the full path yet. Your faith becomes the fuel that powers your actions, and your actions produce results. This cycle repeats and compounds until your vision becomes your reality. Before you start chasing money or business ideas, build your faith first. See yourself as wealthy, believe that wealth is your destiny, and then let that faith lead you to focused action. Without faith, your financial journey will be filled with doubt and hesitation. But with faith, you create an unstoppable foundation that will carry you through every challenge and help you build the wealth you desire. Once you have faith, the next essential ingredient to building wealth is focus. Faith lays the foundation, but focus builds the structure. Without focus, your efforts scatter like seeds thrown into the wind, landing nowhere with any meaningful impact. Focus is the power that channels your energy, your time, and your resources toward what really matters. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere. We live in an age of information overload, social media notifications, emails, advertisements, endless streams of content, all fighting for your attention. If you don't learn to control your focus, your attention will be pulled in 1,000 directions, and you'll find yourself busy but not productive. Building wealth requires clarity and discipline. You must identify the most important goals and then ruthlessly protect your time to pursue them. Focus means saying no to distractions and yes to the activities that move the needle on your financial future. It's about prioritizing what truly matters, not just what feels urgent or exciting in the moment. When you focus, you gain mastery. Mastery comes from repetition and deep work, doing one thing well over and over until it becomes a skill that produces consistent results. Wealth is rarely built on random, scattered efforts. It's built on focused, persistent action. Whether it's growing a business, investing wisely, or learning a new skill, the key is sustained attention. Focus also allows you to build momentum. When you concentrate on a task or goal without distraction, you enter a state of flow where work feels natural and productive. Momentum is like a snowball rolling downhill. It grows bigger and faster the longer it moves without interruption. But if you keep stopping and starting, your progress stalls and frustration builds. Many people mistake being busy for being productive. You might fill your day with meetings, phone calls, and tasks. But if those activities don't align with your wealth goals, they don't create results. Focus forces you to ask, what action today will get me closer to building wealth? Then it challenges you to execute that action without wavering. Another critical element of focus is eliminating multitasking. Studies have shown that multitasking reduces efficiency and increases mistakes. When you try to juggle multiple financial projects, investments, or business ideas simultaneously, none of them receive the attention they deserve. Instead, pick one priority and give it your full energy until you move it forward significantly. Focus is also a tool to overcome fear and doubt. When your mind is cluttered with worry and uncertainty, it's easy to procrastinate or give up. But when you fix your eyes on the goal and commit your full attention, your confidence grows. You start seeing solutions instead of problems because your mind is trained to seek opportunities within your focus area. One way to develop focus is to create clear goals with deadlines. Write down your financial targets and break them into actionable steps. Use daily, weekly, and monthly checklists that keep your eyes on the prize. Track your progress and celebrate small wins. Each victory reinforces your ability to stay focused. It's also vital to build routines and habits that support focus. Set aside specific times for deep work when you eliminate all distractions. Turn off your phone, close unnecessary tabs, and commit to working undisturbed. The more you practice focused work, the stronger your mental discipline becomes. Focus is not about working harder but working smarter. It's about concentrating your effort on the few things that truly matter for wealth, building and letting go of the rest. It's about quality over quantity. When you develop focus, you transform your faith and dreams into tangible results. So, harness the power of focus. Protect your attention like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Guard your time, simplify your priorities, and commit to deep, consistent action. The wealth you desire is waiting on the other side of your focus. Without it, even the strongest faith can falter. But with focus, you become unstoppable. Now that you've laid the foundation with faith and sharpened your focus, it's time to understand a critical truth about wealth. It's not just about making money. It's about developing a mindset and building a system. Many people think wealth is a one-time event, a lucky break, or simply the result of working harder. But true, lasting wealth is a product of the right mindset combined with an effective system that consistently generates income over time. Let's start with mindset. Your mindset is how you think about money, success, and yourself. If your mindset is limited by fear, scarcity, or a fixed way of thinking, it will limit your ability to create wealth. On the other hand, a wealthy mindset is one of abundance, growth, and opportunity. It's the belief that you can learn, adapt, and create value that others will pay for. Wealth begins here, in your thoughts, beliefs, and expectations. When you adopt a wealth mindset, you start to see money not as something to hoard or fear, but as a tool to be used wisely to multiply your resources. You develop confidence that you can overcome obstacles, find solutions, and seize opportunities. This mindset encourages you to invest in yourself through education, to seek mentors, and to surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow. But mindset alone isn't enough. Wealth must be backed by a system, an organized, repeatable process that produces results consistently. You can think of a system as a machine that works for you. It's not dependent on your constant input or effort, but instead is designed to operate and grow even when you're not actively working. This is where many people get stuck. They trade time for money, working harder and longer hours without building systems that leverage their effort. Systems can take many forms. It might be a business model that generates sales automatically, an investment portfolio that grows with compounding interest, or a network of partnerships that creates multiple income streams. The key is that a system creates leverage. Instead of exchanging hours for dollars, you create assets that work independently and multiply your wealth. Building systems requires discipline, planning, and patience. It means designing processes that can be duplicated, hiring or training others to manage parts of your operation, and creating scalable solutions. For example, instead of being the only salesperson in your business, you develop a sales team and marketing funnel that brings customers to you continuously. Instead of saving every penny, you invest in assets that generate passive income. Another important aspect is that systems help you manage risk. When your income depends solely on your personal effort, any setback, illness, economic downturn, or personal crisis can wipe out your earnings. But when you have systems in place, your wealth is more resilient because it doesn't rely on one source or person. It's diversified and sustainable. Developing a wealthy mindset combined with building systems also frees you to focus on higher-level thinking and opportunities. You move from being a doer to a strategist, innovator, and leader. This shift not only multiplies your financial results, but also increases your personal freedom, giving you time to enjoy the wealth you've created. Wealth is not a sprint or a quick fix. It's a journey of transformation, from limited thinking to abundance, from working alone to building systems that work for you. The mindset prepares you to see and seize opportunities, while the system ensures those opportunities translate into lasting financial success. So, invest in your mindset by learning, growing, and believing in your ability to create wealth. Then invest in building systems that leverage your efforts, create passive income, and withstand challenges. When you combine the two, you unlock the power to build wealth that is not just temporary, but generational. This is how the wealthy think and act. This is how they create lasting impact and financial freedom. And it's the same path available to you starting today. As we continue to explore how to build wealth, there is a powerful principle that many overlook: the act of giving. But not just giving in any way. Giving with expectation. This means you give generously and intentionally, with faith that what you sow will come back to you multiplied. Giving is not a loss. It is an investment with divine return. Many people misunderstand giving as simply handing over money or resources with no strings attached. While generosity is an important value, giving with expectation means you give believing that your generosity will open doors, create opportunities, and increase your favor in ways that directly impact your financial growth. It's a strategic act of faith. Think about the natural law of sowing and reaping. Whether you plant seeds in a field or invest time and money in others, what you put out will eventually come back to you. If you withhold and live in scarcity, your wealth will be limited. But if you give freely, expecting increase, you create a cycle of abundance that flows back into your life. Giving with expectation also shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you give, you're demonstrating trust. Trust that you have enough to share, and trust that more is on the way. This faith opens your heart and mind to receive blessings, opportunities, and ideas that you might have missed if you were focused solely on hoarding what you have. This principle applies not only to money, but also to your time, talents, and resources. When you invest your skills in helping others, you build relationships and reputations that often lead to new business, partnerships, or advice that accelerates your wealth journey. The more you give, the more you position yourself as valuable and trustworthy, which attracts more opportunities. Giving with expectation also cultivates gratitude and humility. It reminds you that wealth is not just for personal gain, but to be a blessing to others. This attitude creates a positive cycle. As you help others rise, you elevate your own position. Many successful entrepreneurs and business leaders attribute their wealth in part to the generosity they practiced early on, which built networks and goodwill. But giving with expectation does not mean giving blindly or recklessly. It means giving with wisdom and discernment. Evaluate where your giving can have the most impact. Invest in causes, businesses, or people that align with your values and goals. When you give strategically, you increase the likelihood of returns, financially, emotionally, or spiritually. It also means being consistent. Wealth is built over time, and so is the impact of your giving. Regular, intentional generosity creates a foundation of trust and reciprocity. When you commit to giving, you send a signal to the universe, to people, and to yourself that you are serious about abundance and success. Giving with expectation is a two-way street. It's not about entitlement or demand, but about faith and action working together. You give because you believe the universe or your higher power rewards generosity, and you act in ways that support your financial growth. This combination unlocks favor, blessings, and opportunities that often come when least expected. Embrace the power of giving with expectation. Make generosity a core part of your wealth-building strategy. Trust that as you give, you are planting seeds for your own harvest. This is not just good spiritual advice. It's a practical, proven principle that can transform your financial life. As we come to the final key to building wealth with faith and focus, I want to talk about two qualities that separate those who succeed from those who give up: persistence and patience. If you want to create lasting wealth, you must understand that this journey is not a sprint, but a marathon. It takes consistent effort, unwavering determination, and the ability to stay the course even when progress seems slow or obstacles appear. Persistence means you keep going despite challenges, failures, or setbacks. It's the refusal to quit when things get tough. Many people start their wealth building journey full of enthusiasm, but when they face difficulties, missed opportunities, financial losses, or criticism, they lose heart and stop. But the reality is, those who persist are the ones who eventually succeed. Think about the greatest successes you know: business owners, investors, leaders. None of them reached their goals without facing obstacles. What set them apart was their commitment to keep moving forward, adjusting their strategies, but never abandoning their vision. Persistence builds momentum. Every small step forward, every lesson learned, compounds over time into massive results. Patience, on the other hand, is about trusting the process and understanding that wealth does not appear overnight. It requires time to grow. You must be willing to wait, to endure seasons of slow progress without becoming discouraged. Patience is often the missing ingredient because we live in a culture that wants instant results, quick fixes, and overnight success. But the truth is, wealth is a long-term game. Whether you are growing a business, investing in real estate, or building a portfolio, it takes years of consistent effort. The compound effect, the power of small, consistent actions repeated over time, works in your favor only if you give it time. Impatience causes many to give up just before their breakthrough. Persistence and patience work hand in hand. Persistence keeps you moving. Patience keeps your faith steady. Together, they allow you to navigate the ups and downs of the financial journey. They help you avoid the traps of frustration and discouragement that can derail your progress. Developing these qualities requires a mindset shift. You must see setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as failures. When you hit a wall, ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can I adjust and move forward? This approach turns obstacles into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. It's also helpful to set realistic expectations. Understand that wealth building is a process with stages: planning, planting, nurturing, and harvesting. Each phase demands different types of work and patience. Celebrate small wins along the way to keep your motivation high, and remind yourself that progress is happening even if it's not yet visible. Another practical way to cultivate persistence and patience is to surround yourself with support. Connect with mentors, friends, or groups who encourage you and share similar goals. Their encouragement can keep you focused during tough times and help you maintain a long-term perspective. The most successful people are not those who avoid failure, but those who refuse to quit in spite of it. They understand that persistence and patience are the engines that power their journey to wealth. They show up every day, put in the work, trust the process, and keep their faith alive. So I challenge you today, commit to persistence and patience. When doubts arise, remind yourself why you started. When progress seems slow, remember that the most valuable things take time. Keep your faith strong and your focus sharp, and stay the course no matter what. The road to wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Run it with endurance, with determination, and with the patience to see your vision come to life. If you do, you will not only build wealth, you will build a legacy. As we bring this journey to a close, remember this: building wealth is not about luck or shortcuts. It's about the commitment to faith, focus, mindset, giving, and persistence. It begins with faith, believing in your potential and trusting the process even when the results aren't yet visible. It requires focus, the discipline to concentrate your time and energy on what truly moves you toward your financial goals. You must adopt the right mindset and build effective systems that work for you, turning your efforts into sustainable, multiplying income. Along the way, don't forget to give with expectation, knowing that generosity unlocks doors and brings blessings back into your life. And through it all, embrace persistence and patience, understanding that wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. When you combine these principles, you don't just chase wealth. You attract it, nurture it, and grow it into something lasting. This is the path to true financial freedom and legacy. So, stand firm in your faith, sharpen your focus daily, cultivate a winning mindset, give generously, and never quit. Your wealth journey starts now, with faith as your foundation and focus as your fuel. Go forward with confidence, knowing that you have everything you need to build the life and legacy you desire. Thank you.